Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristin and I'm here with my January series New Year Old Stash, as well as Kristin Crafts series Baby Got Scraps, because I have tons. And I'm going to document this picture of me, my best friend, and my mom, and at lunch back in December. And I'm going to use some scraps. Please don't tell her I'm using a lot of pink, and she's not a pink person. I have this from where I cut out a heart wreath, and I thought that it would be cool to use like as gears, like that pink outside part. But I'm actually going to do something a little different with it. And then I have that brick paper. It may be Paper Studio, I'm not sure, but these two little strips here are from some American Crafts paper. Yes, I keep strips that small. And then of course this larger piece right here is from American Crafts as well. And I thought I'd use that with my main page being this large 12 by 12 black cardstock. Which is the whole concept of Baby Got Scraps, is using one full paper and then scraps. I used this on a layout I did for tomorrow or the next day. I can't even remember, 2 days ago, maybe 2 days ago. And I just blotted up some of my ink. So I'm using that, which will actually give it a pretty cool effect. So I'm really excited about how this turns out. So I have my paper, my picture, my inks, and some thoughts about what I want to do with it, and of course my scraps. And so we'll see how this goes. So first things first, I cut this to where it was going to be even, like this little piece here that's all bent up from where it's been in my box. I will keep that for a little while and then throw it away if I don't find something to do with it here in the near future. I'm going to trim off this magenta at the end so that the ends are white, so that it stands out better on that black. And that is going to go towards the top of my page. And then this piece here that's torn, I was originally going to cut strips and change my mind and decided to keep the torn bit. And I love the way that it ends up looking. I'm actually quite excited about using more mixed media, even though I have been using ink pads and inks and things. I have not used it as much this month. Been busy trying to use up the scraps, and so I thought this way I could use a scrap and use some ink. So I left the branding strip on that one polka dot because it made it easier for me to attach it to the back of this bigger piece, and then left a gap at the bottom because I love how that looked with that black popping out, because it really brings that color to life with that dark background. So right now I'm just trying to figure out where I need to trim this pinky peach colored paper, because that's the one that has the ink splatters on the back of it, and I'm going to use those inks you see to make it another layer of paper. So it's a good way to use your scraps up. You can use the back side, like I matte my picture on a patterned paper, but it's on the back of it, so it's white. So I am going to start with this aged mahogany, and then worn lipstick, and then speckled egg, and then fossilized, nope, maybe it's the other way around. Oh yeah, fossilized amber, and then speckled egg. So kind of rainbow-ish, And so I like to do it that way because then I know that the colors will blend well together. If you go from one side to the other, sometimes they don't blend as well. So I really do love the way that this looks, and I love that fossilized amber and that speckled egg together because it is gorgeous. So I put it down on my little cardboard piece, which is a paper pad that I have completed this month with my Baby Got Scraps, yay. And I put it on there so that I don't get ink everywhere else. So I do believe speckled egg and fossilized amber will be a lovely sunrise or sunset, as well as that worn lipstick. So just keeping that in the back of my mind. I was trying to pick colors that looked most like the stripes, and I felt like that yellowy color looked most like the fossilized amber. So I get that on there. I love how this looks. Now, at this point, I have not pulled out any stash only the scraps. So that's the next step, is I'm going to map my picture and figure out what I'm going to do here. Look at that paper. I love it. I'm so excited. Even though there's that big, huge, like, blob of the mahogany over there on the left, I'm okay with that. So I start out with this over on the left, and I was going to flip the heart and do the heart on the other side. But this heart is actually from, I think, October's 30 Days of Sketches, maybe June. So it's a minute old. I feel like, I can't remember. It's either June or October's, but I already had tape on the back of it and ended up cutting it. Gosh, you know what? That could even be from last March. Anyway, it's old. It's at least 3 or 4 months old, if not older. So I had to put the heart on the other side because of where the adhesive was already on there. I did ink it with aged mahogany, so it would stand out more than the worn lipstick. And I'm going to put a embellishment where the rest of that heart would be coming out on the right side. And I tucked in that little, what I said what I was thinking about using as a gear, but when I put the other piece in there, you can see the little hearts. And I really do like the way that turned out. And then I take this little bit of brick, and you might not be able to tell very well now, but in the background of this picture, we're at a restaurant, and there's a big brick wall. And that was partially why I selected this picture after I picked these scraps. And I picked the scraps together because I thought that dark brick would look really good with this bright colors. And then when I found this picture, I thought that would be perfect, even though I normally would have probably made it Christmassy because we had just been participating in the Christmas project at church, and the facing page would be like a Christmassy page. But maybe I will add a little pops of color or use some of my Christmas stash that's more colorful and not just the classic reds and greens. So anyway, I love the way that this turned out. And I think my best friend will forgive me for putting all that pink on there. I mean, gosh. So I took a bunch of embellishments from a 2008 sticker sheet and some other random things that I've had for many, many years, that every true friend is a glimpse of God, I think is what that says. Like, that stuff's probably 10 years or more old. And I know all those the clear stickers that say live, laugh, love, and the things I'm working on right now, all those came from the 2008 Paper Studio sticker sheet. And that family memories, I don't even know where that came from. So obviously I've had that for a while. So there you go. So I'm really excited about how this turned out. It's not overly embellished. I am going to bring in some silver Paper Studio hearts that I just got this past year in 2022. So they're not old or anything, but still using up stash that I have. The older the stash, the better. But using some of these little hearts up, I felt like finished this layout perfectly. Gave it a little bit of bling. And I just put 3 on there in 3 different places. And that is it. I considered doing a little splattering, but I felt like that ink at the bottom was what was going to make me happy, and that's all I needed. So I'm going to show you all the close-ups. I hope that you enjoyed this super random layout. I am thrilled with how it turned out. I love how all the colors work together. And how that inking at the bottom turned out. This is definitely a tradition. We do always go to lunch after Christmas project is over, and it definitely brings a lot of love and happiness to me and my mom and my bestie. And there's definitely a lot of laughing going on, and definitely a lot of love with the 3 of us. So it's my mother's other child. So anyway, I hope that you all have a fabulous day, and I hope you'll go down below in the description box, check out all the other people who are hopping along with the Baby Got Scraps. I will be here hopefully most every day with Baby Got Scraps, as well as my New Year Old stash. I'm loving how much I'm getting used, and I hope that you all have a great day, and happy scrapping.